I graduated from Old Prairie Walk in 1991.
You play football?
No, man. I was a drug dealer most of my life.
What? Drug dealers can be football players?
You didn't have time for those silly games, Scott.
Beginning to end, the legend of the hoe.
Yeah, so when I first got to prison, everybody goes in the field when they first get to prison, and we working. So I'm swinging my little hoe. we cutting, and then the next.
Were y'all in the cut? Y'all were in the line?
Yeah, we was in the cut, but see, they got them ditches in there, Angola, so everybody, they hoe in the ditch. Next thing you know, they had a little water in there, and the snake jumped up. People from New Orleans, it wasn't Louisiana period, we running from snakes.
Right.
So as soon as the snake jumped up and looked like everybody started scared, and the man shot the gun, boom. Then the next thing you know, they must have had a dude, he didn't like this other dude, cracked the dude upside the head with the hoe. The hoe got stuck in his head. So everybody out there in the field, we had to lay down because the gun went off. We didn't know they was fighting and all that, because you just wondering where the snake at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the dude still, he after he got the hoe in his head, the hoe stuck in his head, and he trying to fight the dude with the hoe in his head, and he lived.
Really?
That was the crazy part. Yeah, he lived after all that. Man, they had ambulance, everything, everybody laying on the ground.
Could you imagine going to the hospital with a hoe stuck in your head?
I couldn't imagine that.
That's like out of a movie.
Yeah, that definitely had to be a movie there, but I'm telling you, that's a true fact, man. That happened.
So the scene is a snake jumps out the ditch and scares everybody else.
Shotgun.
The scene is in jail.
In
hoeing,
prison.
yeah, hoeing
in a field.
Yeah. Snake pops out.
Snake pops
Boy,
out.
I was saying, Lord.
Then dude gets hit with a hoe.
No, gun gets popped.
Gun gets popped. Then dude gets hit with the hoe, and then the ambulance comes. And dude was fighting the other guy.
Still trying to fight with the hoe in his head. I said, damn.
That's a fight for survival.
That's a fight for survival. Boy, you'll do anything to live.
So did the guy that shoved the hoe in his head go to the blocks, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah.
They sent him to Camp J?
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah. They had to pump daylight to see him again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they probably give him attempted murder on that, huh?
Probably so. He definitely had to get another charge for that.
Man, my head hurts thinking about that.
Yeah.
Whenever you get another charge like that while you're already serving time, what do the numbers look like? Like what?
Oh, see the good
could
thing,
you expect for putting a hoe in someone's head?
The crazy part about it is if you get another charge in prison, you're doing all of that time.
Yeah.
No good time.
No good time or nothing. It's all flat time. So it's not like you're already doing time. But when you're doing time from the courts, at least some people still have the liberty of reaching a parole date or something like that.
There's no discounts coming with the time.
You ain't getting no discount when you get a prison charge.
Yeah.
None,
Day for day.
Hey, full price.
Full price. You're paying for that. And some people kill people in prison, and that's how they, got their life sentence.
What's crazy is the guys that go in and they've got 5 or 10 years. They wind up with life sentences because they want to be down.
Yep.
Get in there and start jugging dudes, kill a guy. Now, I can understand killing somebody in self-defense. Right. Dude's trying to take your butt or you got to fight or whatever the case is.
Right.
But when you just are trying to be down.
That's crazy.
You got 5 years.
You think people are doing that for survival, or they're just trying to be cool, be part of the cool kids? They're just trying to okay, 5 years, this is gonna be rough. Might as well just stab somebody in the neck.
I think it's a two-part deal. I think there are guys that wind up having to stab people.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's an everyday thing in there. You get stabbed, you stab. But guys that are trying to be down with certain cliques, create beef, start beefing with dudes in the blocks, wherever they're at, and then, or get a punk and then go stab somebody behind a punk and stuff like that.
It's a couple of ways. A lot of times, really, stabbings a lot of times come from the gangs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, in the gangs, really, they want to really, take over everything. They won't run, their particular turf, and it's just like the streets. So a lot of guys, they be, when they come to prison, because in the satellite camps, they got nothing but knives and stuff like that, and when they come, dude might give you a knife and say, win or lose. Like, damn, you know. So
It's like that.
I had a dude one time take. I was in where prison was that? I was in Concordia Parish.
Oh yeah.
And I mean that thing was wide open. We had phones and drugs and knives. Well, anyways, I had a cell phone for an entire year at this point. It was cool with everybody. I used to let the guys in the dorm didn't have phones use it just so people wouldn't rat on me.
Right.
This dude I lived in with the dorm, I lived in that dorm with him for like a year at this point. And on the weekends, typically if we knew that a shakedown was possibly coming, we'd try to put bury the knives in the yard, whatever the case. So anyways, I'm in the dorm toolless. And then places you got to have one.
You got to.
Everybody has to have one. If you don't have one, you usually get stolen from.
You talking about like a whittled down toothbrush or something?
I'm talking about like actual blades and pieces of metal sharpened down and actual, not knives, but not actual knives, but homemade knives.
Yeah.
Anyways, so me and my celly stuff was on the yard, so I didn't have anything to work with. And this is Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, so dude comes and says, hey man, can I borrow your phone? I want to call my kids. Here. 45 minutes I let this get out. You know darn well, you let somebody use the phone for 45 minutes.
Yeah, something wrong.
That's love.
Yeah, that's too much love.
That's love. You know? So I go to get my phone back and dude says, go get you something to work with. And I just kind of looked at him dumbfounded for a second. Like, are you serious? Is this a serious moment? He's like, get you something to work with. So I didn't have anything. So I'm trying to think quick. I go get a broomstick. So I go to the back aisle. This dude has a mop ring wrapped in a towel like he's Wolverine.
Oh,
So I'm sitting back there and I'm thinking, how can I just smoke this dude and not get hit by this long mop ring? So we sit back there for literally 2 hours. And you know how them dormitories in the South, everybody in there is egging out. It's me and one other white guy, a Mexican guy. The rest are black guys, right? And I had all the guys from New Orleans that were on my side and stuff like that. But most of these dudes are from Shreveport.
Right.
So you know how that goes down.
Yeah.
So they were bucking his head up. Well,
Shreveport's wild.
it's just
Wild boys in Shreveport.
A lot of
a
gang.
lot
Flicks.
of gang stuff. And then they're bucking his head up. So we talk crap to each other too. I'm like, dude, you got a whole sharpened down mop ring. I'm not crazy. I'm not gonna come charging you, but you come over here, I'm gonna hit you with a stick. So we just talk back and forth. Anyways, I go to my rack where they call for chow. So I go. I'm the first one in line. I go in there. I sit down, and I'm hurry up and eating. Well, this guy's the last one. So he comes, sits with his back facing towards me. So I was like, this is my move. Preemptive strike. So I hurried up, got up. I dumped my plate. When I did, I just crow hopped him at the table. And I just started working him. And there was no guards in there. So I'm beating him black and blue underneath the table. All the Kool-Aid spilled all over the place.
Damn.
Trays are going everywhere. Anyways, this little Chinese guard's come running. He's like, you get off of him. You get off. He tries to pull me off, and I go right back. So then two more guys, they come and drag me out. They put me in the blocks. Now, mind you, this is how dirty these guards are up there. They knew me and this guy had just gotten into it. Now, they don't know what for. I didn't tell him. He didn't tell him.
Right.
Now, somebody's got my phone at this point. I don't have it, so I'm extra pissed.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in the hallway in the lockdown cell with some other dudes or whatever. Well, I'm laying on the floor asleep. This is how I got to Rayburn. So,
all right.
Yeah, I was there, then I came to Rayburn. It was actually a godsend because I would never got out of that place.
Right.
Well, they come, and you know how they change people around during shift or whatever? So they open up the door, and I just so happen to look. This dude's entering my cell. I popped up like a rubber band. Boom! So I go to jumping out, and the guard tries to mace me. Like it's my fault. He's putting the guy that I just got into it with into my cell.
Damn.
Yeah. So they're trying to mace me, and he's running down the hall just smiling. So anyways, a couple hours later, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, up and pack your shit. And that's how I got to Rayburn.
All right.
Yeah.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Where were you before that?
I was in Concordia Parish.
Okay.
Before that, I was in Catahoula. Before that, East Baton Rouge. Before that, Livingston.
Oh yeah, all them some tough camps, though.
You gotta live like a gladiator, dude. It's really unfortunate because that's how I spent pretty much.
It's primal, man. That's what it seems like. Whenever you said that you were the only other white dude, there were some Hispanics, everybody else was black. You mentioned that there's gangs. Is the gangs, like, is it race gangs? Is there, like, you have to worry about actual clicked up gangs that know people outside or know each other outside, and then you have to worry about, like, the race wars? Or is it not like that?
I don't know what Sherm's experience was, but I don't gang bang. I never was the type of guy that joined a gang. I didn't need a gang. I was flew solo. But like in them camps, I mean,
is gang the race?
I mean, they have gangs in there, but like primarily, everybody usually gets along. You know what I'm saying? Whites and blacks. Now in other places that don't happen, but there's no real Aryan Brotherhood presence in Louisiana. There's no Peckerwood. There's no like white gangs versus. And really, in Louisiana, there's not a whole lot of blood and Crip stuff. It's like neighborhood stuff. You know what I mean? Now in Shreveport, they got Bloods and they got Crips. Yeah. But down south in New Orleans, a few Bloods, but like mostly it's street stuff. So you're not really – the gang presence isn't available for everybody to join. Like, oh, you pick this side or you pick this side. In certain places, not saying that they aren't politics, but it's not as prevalent as it is in other places. I never joined a gang. But when shit hits the fan, it's –
You gotta choose.
You gotta choose a side. So it's white, black, and if you're outnumbered, scary. You know what I mean?
Right side.
Now, luckily for me, I had respect in the dorm. There were black guys who, if something crazy would have popped off, would have been behind my back.
He's one of the good ones.
But I mean, I was definitely outnumbered. If any G fight kicked off or whatever.
What's a G fight? Gang fight?
Like gang fight.
Okay.
And you know, really, it's location. If you're from Shreveport, Monroe,
yeah, okay. So
New
it's
Orleans, Baton Rouge type stuff. But that didn't happen, and we wound up going to the blocks. And I wasn't about to let that freaking mop stick go inside my body, so I had to do a preemptive strike, and I got him.
You got your phone back or no?
No, I didn't get my phone
rest
back.
in peace. Hey,
somebody,
moment of silence for that phone.
He didn't get the phone either because he got drug out.
Oh,
that was crazy.
Somebody got it.
So is this one with like minutes on it?
Yeah, I used to have people put minutes on it, stuff like that.
So somebody got a few hundred minutes.
I don't know how many minutes I had on it, but I was pissed that I no longer have my phone. Because once you get one of them things in there, you're addicted. I'm on Facebook. I'm doing
you were posting pictures and people were like, "Ed Huffman in jail?" I'm like, I don't know, dude. He's like posting like gym pics in there.
I was in there getting my swole on. Yeah. We had water bags and all types of stuff.
Rayburn was tough, dude.
You couldn't get no phones in there. Yeah. Well, they were. That's a state prison, so they cracked down. They got all them SWAT teams, and
yeah, they tough over there.
You ain't getting no real. I mean, I'm sure dudes had them, but it ain't like a lot of these satellite. The wardens in the satellite camp. This is how they work. You can have whatever you want as long as you're not killing and screwing each other.
Yep.
And they pretty much tell you that.
So no doubt,
no holds bar, and any correctional officer or Department of Corrections who says that I'm lying is full of crap. Right. And I'm not gonna go any further, but anyways, yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Welcome everybody out there. This is Scott with Penitentiaries to Penthouses. On my left is your best friend in real estate.
Shout out,
Mr. Beatty. To your right is my partner, Shermond Esteen, King Nono, Chef Nono.
Chef Nono,
from New Orleans.
New Orleans.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Sherm. Where you from? How old are you?
Yeah, well, first off, I'm from Avondale, Louisiana.
Shout out to the West Bank, the best bank.
Best bank. I graduated from Old Prairie Walk in 1991.
You play football?
No, man. I was a drug dealer most of my life.
What? Drug dealers can be football players?
You didn't have time for those silly games, Scott.
I started out, I was in a band.
Okay.
You know, I was in a band. They used to beg me to play football, but I played for a little while and then
said, "Screw these balls. I'm trying to play with bricks."
Yeah, so it was an unfortunate thing. I could have been a whole lot of people. I'm 49 years old right now. Come home from doing 20 flat years. I've been home since August the 5th, 2019.
Oh, so you did 20. I thought you did 30.
No, 20.
20, okay.
Yeah, and so I own a restaurant called Nono's Cuisine and Pastries.
Stop by. When's it open?
Plug the address.
1940 Dauphine Street, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Dauphine.
Y'all go check it out.
About 2 blocks from the French Quarter. It's a nice location.
What kind of food you got?
Well, I do breakfast all day. I'm known for my French toast and my seafood rolls and shrimp and grits. I serve real catfish, stuff like that.
Real catfish.
Real catfish. You
Oh.
know, most people today they they making their money. You can't blame them, but my heart just won't let me sell nobody no swine fish. But it is what it is. One day I'll be at the top like these people out here making all that money selling that swine.
Hey, let me tell you about Sherm. When he come home, I saw he come home, and I think I already knew that he wanted to do a restaurant. I think whenever we were inside, you talked about the restaurant, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit. Nobody really knew I knew how to cook.
But you was in
at Rayburn. I was in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's how I knew.
I worked in the library for 5 years.
I think you told me this in Toastmasters. We're gonna talk about Toastmasters later because we had old two JCs on here recently, but we ain't gonna talk about that just yet. But Sherm said he's gonna open a restaurant, so he come home.
Oh yeah.
And dude opened up a restaurant inside your parents' house.
In my parents' house.
Now his parents' house is huge.
Yeah.
You pull up in the front, you think, okay, this is a cool house. Man, the thing goes about 6 miles long. I walked through that house for about 4 hours.
There you go.
He got 3 restaurants in there. He got rooms, living rooms, got storage space, garages. Golly, old shotgun house, about two miles long. Anyways, so he operated out of mom and dad's house and got on his feet.
Yeah.
And then moved on. Now he's got a nice spot on Dauphine.
Yeah.
But before we get into all that, I don't want to spill all the beans too early. Tell us a little bit about streets, and then
How'd you get in?
how'd you go to prison? What happened?
What was life
And,
like?
I kind of know just from our interaction, but I want you to tell the people exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And then I have some things I want to add on to it, being that some of that stuff's legal today, and how that made you feel. But go ahead and talk about what brought you to prison.
Yeah, well, first of all, a lot of people feel like I had a bad deal, but I look at it like, sometimes in life you could get punished for stuff you did then, and sometimes you could get punished for stuff you did in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So I got kind of pretty much set up. Police officer, I used to mess with him. I was a drug dealer, like I said before. But I was selling a lot of quantity on the streets. The police officer... Wait. Police officer got busted with the 5 ounces that they arrested me with and told him that I was his supply.
Is it weed or coke?
Weed.
Okay. Is this swag?
What's the swag?
Swag,
That Reggie
Mexican
Bush.
brick
Chef,
weed back in
Reggie
the day.
Bush.
Oh, yeah. Well, like...
It's like
Steeds
for 300.
seeds and stems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
you could say that.
All right.
I always been, I never been like a total street. Always supplied the streets.
He was just a businessman behind the deal. All right, got you.
So anyway, so
they caught you with 5 ounces.
No, they put the 5 ounces in my house.
Oh, they put it. You didn't have the 5.
No, my house ain't had nothing in it, man. I don't even think. I think when they tried to find money in my house, I think they found like 35 cents.
The couch cushions.
Yeah, and
So a quarter and a dime.
35 cents at the max they had up in my house. That's it. So anyway, they talking about my case is on. It's already recorded and everything. They have it. I went to trial because I felt like I had a bad deal. But it's 2 things you can do in prison: you either get bitter or better. So I just chose to get better.
So what year did you go to prison?
I went to prison in 1997, but I bonded out. They didn't convict me until 99.
So you went to court for 2 years.
Yeah.
From the street?
From the street.
You had an attorney?
Had 5 attorneys.
Dang. How'd you feel about that?
I felt real shitty.
How much money did you spend on attorney fees?
Oh Lord.
I think I remember you telling me this. Tell me how much you spent on attorney
At
fees.
least about 70,000, something like that back in the.
So this is for all you street people. And those who hop on the bandwagon of these popular attorneys around town who get people deals or get them off the hook, just remember, you can spend $70,000. I spent a whole lot too, and I did time, but my attorney did good. But you can spend $70,000
and get 20 years.
No, I had a 33-year flat sentence. I did 20 years. I made parole.
Did you give time
20.
back? Oh, parole
in 20. I was grandfathered in. Because see, when I got
Is that
convicted,
184 or
no, it's
2040?
2045.
Okay.
I was incarcerated for 20 years, and I was over the age of 45.
Okay.
So they had just made they killed the bill, but I was grandfathered in on it because when I came to prison, it was still alive, but they killed it in like 2008, something like that. So I still was able to get it.
So it was retro
for me.
For you.
Yeah, and a couple of dudes that was arrested in that time period. You know.
Now you had some family members that were tied in on the case together, right?
Yeah, my cousin Boosie, you know, we was fall partners on the racketeering charge, but
now did he start his podcast or
yeah, he started his podcast.
Okay.
But he been driving trucks and stuff now.
Yeah, because I had made contact with him. He wanted to do something with some sign language stuff one time.
Yeah, he got it going on. His little truck's doing real good right now, you know.
On he's doing what, dump
traveling
trucks?
all over.
Okay.
No, he doing like 18-wheelers.
Okay.
Yeah, he traveling all over the world with that.
Good. And how much time did he do?
He did 21.
So he did a year more than you.
Yeah.
And y'all fell at the same time?
No, we fell. Well, we were arrested on charge with him because see, he went down as the kingpin on his charge.
And Esteens were wild in the West Bank.
They thought that was my brother, so they came kick my door down and say, "Yeah, we got your brother."
Y'all had the same last name, that's why.
Oh yeah, well, you know, our dad is a brother.
Brothers, yeah.
You know, so it was like I said, "No, that ain't my brother. That's my cousin." They were like, "Oh," you know, but so you know.
So earlier you mentioned that you had already had you were already a king or something before. Like, is that well, because people knew you from?
I was really like a street legend. Basically,
yeah, that's what you said.
Well, no, it's funny.
Tell him.
Well, you know, because
he was in the masonry business, bricklayer.
Well, when you supply the streets, you know, like, you know, too many people not gonna really mess with you on, you know, different levels. And I used to look out for a lot of people in the streets too, you know. So it's a different environment, it's a different atmosphere, you know. That
people don't understand about the street philanthropists.
Yeah, you got
they have drug dealers out there that really give back.
Hey, he's really doing it out there, like
yeah, I mean, like
American Gangster.
Yeah, I mean, it gets that way though.
Yeah, well, American Gangster, he still told on.
Yeah, he did.
But
he stayed solid.
It's just because they wanted my supply. And I never would, you know, give it to them, you know, and I never would crack on that. So, you know, what the hell. Solid. I lost out a lot of opportunities because my daughters were 1 and 2 years old when I left the streets.
Oh, so you had both your daughters before that.
Yeah.
How old are they now?
25 and 24.
Are you grandpa yet?
Yeah, that's how I got the name Nono. Nono means grandfather in Italian.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Really? How old are the babies?
Well, my grandson is making 5 in October, and my other grandson is going to be born in October.
So your wife now, that's the lady that you were with before you went to prison?
No. I'm not married.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So
might be soon, but not now.
I think it's coming. I like her.
Yeah, me too.
She's cool.
Me too.
Anyways, so you got 2 grandbabies, so they call you Nono.
Well, no, my other grandbaby is not born yet.
Oh, okay, he's on
Come
the way.
on, man, October.
Yeah, October, you said that.
Next month, yeah, he's going to be born next month. So, but we just had a baby shower last week. And but, you know, we did the gender reveal a couple of months ago. So
nice.
I'm thankful, you know. It's crazy because, you know, when I left him, I was married, you know, and we had a house and a couple of things going on, the mother and myself, and I never even thought that I would have had left the streets, but because I thought I was so careful. But I never thought that I would go to prison for somebody saying, you know, if I got busted, it would have been a different story. But, you know, like, people just, take their life, you know, and just try to save themselves. And that's the type of things that's going on in the streets today.
People will be people, though.
That's why you will never have to worry about me selling the drug, using the drug, but I do drink a little alcohol.
Hello.
A little whiskey.
I drink a little whiskey. Well, you know, I have a bar at the restaurant.
I know.
So, but, you know, I just enjoy life, and I enjoy my freedom.
Right.
You know, so.
Well, so tell me this. What year did you fall? What year did you actually go to prison? 99, you said?
Yeah, I went to prison August the 5th. I lost in trial August the 5th, 1999. They remanded me. And
did you think you were going to win?
Yeah, of course I did.
So that's what your 5 attorneys were telling you?
Yeah, everybody thought I was just.
You won't put them on blast, or we'll keep it quiet?
Oh no, you put them on blast.
What's the name of the firm?
Oh, I had 5 trials. I had Thomas Early Jr. He's dead.
Okay.
And I had
R.I.P.
him. And I had Franz Ziblich. He's a judge right now.
Okay, in New Orleans.
Yeah, he was the best. He was supposed to be the best attorney in the state when I got him. And
garbage.
Well, he got me. He got me the.
The parole
on the racketeering charge.
Okay, he got you off of that.
Yeah, he got.
All right, shout out to him for doing that.
Thank you for your service.
And who else?
Then I had Yvonne Hughes.
I don't know her.
Yeah, she ain't no.
These are all New Orleans attorneys.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is. That happens. Yeah. Unfortunately, you did 20 years though.
And that 70 grand, that's all brick money from your masonry work, or what?
Well, I was actually at the time. I was actually the youngest promoter in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. I
Boxing?
used to own the gym, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's why you used to be up in the gym at Rayburn and stuff, huh?
Yeah, see, a lot of people didn't know that, I knew the skills that
you could bust their ass.
Yeah, so, but I had to do a little bit of, busting their ass when I went to Blackman. That's like a little satellite camp,
Uh-huh.
So, but,
You was in Plaquemine for the feds?
No, I was in Plaquemine my last 4 years. I ran the kitchen. I used to teach people how to cook and bake. That's why I came
you left
from.
Rayburn?
Yeah, I left Rayburn in 2015.
I didn't know that. See, I went home in 13.
Yeah, I left Rayburn
So
in
then
15.
you went from Rayburn to Plaquemine to run. Who'd you follow over there? Who'd you know?
Me? No, they needed somebody because I was running the bakery.
Well, I knew that
on both ships, and it was like they had just opened a new jail in Plaquemine, and they needed somebody to come over there and teach people.
Who better to do it than Nono?
So they gave me a little opportunity to leave and go to a place that was like a little satellite camp.
You got some good experience over there, I'm imagining.
Yeah, I trained a lot of people how to cook and bake. I was cooking for the whole council on age, and I was feeding like 165 people in the streets.
Okay.
It was making money off of me.
Yeah, because they deliver all that stuff every day.
Yeah, so I used
COA?
I used to have that done, that's right. And then I used to feed the compound and the deputies.
Nice.
It's like catering over there.
Yeah, so...
and you was eating good.
Oh, of course. I better eat good if nothing else.
That's the most important thing,
me.
man.
Yeah, it wasn't
well, look,
paying me.
do this. Tell me, so you fall in 99. What was it? How old were you?
I was 25, just made 26.
How was it being a 26-year-old young man? And did you go straight to Angola?
Yeah.
How was that?
I mean...
as a person that grew up in the street or had been in the street, hearing all the Angola war stories, and then going as a 26-year-old young man, how'd that feel?
Well, for me, it was a different feeling from a lot of people because I knew a lot of people already up there.
Oh, what's up, chef? Oh, Nono's here.
Well, it wasn't like I wasn't a chef then.
Yeah.
I've been knowing how to cook all my life, but when I went up there, I was Sherm.
Sherm.
They call me Shot Caller. That's my nickname.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
He had transformed into Sherm though by the time I met him.
Yeah, so that's but
he was a Toastmaster.
Yeah, so you
so
kind of like
so you were laid out. You was laid out?
Basically.
Okay.
Basically, yeah.
Do people gift you things whenever you go in there and you have a little bit of street cred? Or they're like, here, man, here's a couple of things of ramen. We're going to get you set up.
Well, it's like I had family there,
okay.
Basically. So, because I made it there before Boosie. So I had it laid out for him.
This isn't Boosie, the rapper.
Boosie Badass.
This is your cousin Boosie, right?
My cousin Boosie, yeah. Okay. John Esteen.
Yeah, John.
John.
I didn't know John's nickname was Boosie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, all his
So, I
life.
mean, Lil Boosie jogged John Esteen's name or
He
what?
must have. But I don't
Copyright infringement. John, let's talk.
know if I don't know if they spell it the same way. But,
How did John spell it?
Bootsy.
Oh, Bootsy.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
different.
Boosie is Boosie.
Yeah, Boosie.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
got it.
yeah.
All right, I reneged that statement.
Whoa.
But we come under the that administration of Richard Pena and
That's
Yeah.
a big shot caller from New Orleans.
yeah, so
Now, did he ever have a record label, or was that didn't he
Yeah,
have? He had.
still has record labels.
Isn't he in prison?
Yeah.
Okay, but who were his artists back in the day? Because I watched that documentary with Master P, and they talk about the scene where Richard Pena pulled up on P and wanted to do business deals, and P didn't want nothing to do with
Yeah,
that
but-
because he knew what time it was. But
Yeah, well, like for me, I wouldn't even talk about that because Pena kind of pissed about that whole little thing.
yeah,
Yeah, so but
so he still has record companies though,
oh yeah.
and he's got. And who were his artists back in the day?
He had like Cain and Abel.
Oh,
Yeah,
He had a lot of people,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we ain't gonna talk about that street stuff because he's
Yeah.
still in prison. We don't want to talk about that.
Right.
All right, but let's talk about you then.
Yeah, let's talk.
So you
about-
went to Angola.
Yeah.
And he was laid out, which simply means he had a decent stay. It wasn't hard for like a lot of people when they got to get it in. Or was it hard?
What I'm saying was hard, like.
Well, I'll tell you my experience,
Go ahead.
and then you tell me your
But
experience.
see, you talking about a physical or mental. See, mentally is hard.
Okay, so I'm talking about both.
Okay, well, physically it wasn't hard because I didn't have to.
You didn't have to get in a bunch of fights and get
Oh.
respect and all that.
Right.
Yeah, all right.
But
That's where I was
mentally-
coming from.
Yeah, but mentally, for me, it was a different scenario because
You were
I was
used to living a certain way.
I was a family man too.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little bit different for me. But I hung in there.
How were the guards treating you?
I mean, the guards treated me kind of pretty good too. I had a couple of incidents with guards. I don't know if y'all know, but I was the when I got to Rayburn, I think I probably was the only prisoner with my my medical records in my box because I had filed a lawsuit against a lieutenant, but I sued the whole Rayburn. I sued everybody. I even sued the Secretary of State. It's in the books.
Did
I
you
sued
win?
I won.
What'd you get?
No, they didn't give me no money.
You didn't get no
I
damages?
had to I got the damages. I had see what happened. The guy they thought that I was messing with this woman, but it was the dude next to me.
It's always them jealous guards thinking the prisoners
Yeah,
are messing with the
so-
female guards.
So what? I mean, we do it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't messing with her. She
Yeah.
was big old,
Yeah.
But anyway, so
She could get touched by the certain right dudes though.
But it wasn't me.
Yeah, it wasn't you.
no.
They got dudes that'll poke a hole in the wall in that joint.
If I'm gonna mess with something, it's gonna look like something.
Yeah.
But anyway, so dude took my hands, put them behind my back, and started twisting my wrists. You know what I'm saying? To bring me, and I'm telling everybody, I'm talking about it was like it was an uproar because you had the whole dome and everybody that was in there was like, you got him bad, but they ain't want to hear. So he twisted my arm. He had my arm. It was swole up.
And this is because he thought you were messing with the free lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he had my hand. He had the handcuff on there too tight, and I'm telling him, man, my handcuff's too tight. So by the time they took the cuffs off me, my hand was swole up, and I could have lost my hand. You know what I'm saying? Because I already had a little problems with my hand. I got carpal tunnel and all that, and it just worsened it up.
Yep.
So I sued everybody, but they didn't know. Because I was in college
Yeah.
for law.
Yeah.
So in prison.
Oh, you were in the paralegal program.
Oh yeah, of course.
What was dude's name? He's an attorney in Baton Rouge, the proctor.
Yeah, he talking about he was the one that
I've done some
cases.
stuff with him since I've been out. What's his Keith Nordyke?
Keith Nordyke.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he taught the class and stuff like that.
Keith's involved or was involved, I don't know if he still is, with the parole project where they get all them guys out from the Montgomery stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? With
Yeah.
Andrew Hunley and
that's right.
all them guys. Well, Keith I think he was involved in the setup. I'm not 100%, but I know he used to be involved in a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, he was the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And he was good for dudes was hiring him to get parole.
Yeah,
he was on the money.
He knew everybody,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah.
Well, he got in because he started suing the Department of Corrections, and then the Department of Corrections like, we need to work with this guy because he's banging us up. Yeah. And then he became their go-to HPQ. If you had Keith as your representative during a parole hearing, you had a strong possibility.
I had Charles Boyd help me.
Charles, and he's home.
Yeah, he home.
You talked to him?
Yeah, he came to the restaurant when I was on North Claiborne.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, but he the one. He really.
He was good.
Yeah,
is he doing legal work?
He doing legal work too, and he working for like hotels and stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
Out there in I think Shreveport or something like that.
So you start suing everybody up because
well, you have to. See, in order for you to file a lawsuit, I just went straight to the federal court.
Oh, you did? You did? I thought you had to exhaust the administrative remedy process first.
No.
No?
Not when it's an emergency.
Oh, okay.
So I filed straight to the federal government.
The circuit courts?
Yeah, circuit courts. So look, when they received that I had filed a lawsuit on all of them.
The prison?
What?
Oh,
they was like, you know.
Did any of them threaten you?
Well, it was impossible for them to do that. You know, they was pissed.
Well, they can make your life hell, though, in certain respects.
It was
because I started doing the same thing. I had carpal tunnel, and I think Charles was actually the one helping me do mine too. And I started the ARP.
That's why.
They called me in.
That's why
to try to get me to drop it. And they're like, "You're about to go home." Da 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 da. I was like, "No," but my hand, and I was sign language interpreter. You know what I'm saying? My hands were hurting.
Well, see, you gave them the ups.
I know.
See, ARP give them the ups so they get to see what you're doing before you do it.
You have to file it internally at the prison. Then, when they deny, you go to the Department of Corrections. Then you can go to certain.
I didn't
but
do
you
it
went
that
straight
way.
to the.
I went straight
plug,
to the feds.
Just like you to go to the plug.
I went straight to the feds, bro. And look, when they received that doggone court martial that told them, you know, they was looking at my case, they was pissed.
I bet.
And
did Warden Cook try to call you in there?
It was what's his name?
Bickham?
Bickham was the assistant warden. It was Tanner. Tanner was the warden. And he couldn't stand me either. But I wasn't tripping.
They did not like it. I'm not saying all of them because they had some. I loved Warden Cook and Miss Cook, and then some other people. But Tanner and them, they did not like an educated person.
No.
If you were educated, you were a threat.
That's right.
To their and I'm gonna say this, and I ain't gonna say this lightly because this is what I believe. This does not by any means mean that everybody who works in the Department of Corrections is a bad person. That I get you got a job. However, my theory is that if you get a job in the Department of Corrections, you should get it with the idea that you're going in there to make a change because it's supposed to be rehabilitation. You're supposed to work your way out of a job.
Right.
By rehabilitating people. People go into the Department of Corrections for career. It's in their best interest to make sure you come back. Whether they admit that or not, you have a DOC number. Their paycheck is determined on how long you stay and whether you come back and recidivism. So no, they don't like an educated person coming in, leaving out, and staying home.
Yeah, because you bringing,
taking money off the plate.
Taking care of their kids.
Right. So I get these are career jobs, but in my opinion, and this is why it's so important that George King has his job in Mississippi.
That's right.
As a warden. They want to call him a director. He's a warden in my eyes.
Yeah.
And we're going to change the language on that. Bro's working on it. But,
so they're incentivized by how long you stay? Like how many people just stay in there versus like sending you out kind of?
Well, that's the way it turns out to be. It's not the way it's supposed to be, but that's the way it turns out to be. And it's basically like in your southern states.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the South's still dirty. But I mean, a lot of times you got to look at it. Who's really educated in the South? You see where I'm at? So when you look at it, you really have like a lot of people that's really unlearned. You still have a lot of people that don't know how to read.
Mm-hmm.
Can't write. So what they gonna do? It's like every day. I mean, the other day I just had we had a big weekend. We had Decadence, LSU. Florida State played. So I feed a lot of homeless people. Now my house packed. What you come and knock on the door talking about I'm hungry? I'm about to feed these people that's paying for their food first. Because that's your choice. You know what I'm saying? You chose to be out there. Now, everybody got different circumstances, but most of the time when I ain't that busy, I'm going to feed you.
Right.
They got to wait.
Hey, come on, man. I'm a
You're not a soup kitchen. You're a for-profit.
I'm going to skip everybody that's in line in the restaurant waiting to pay for their food for you that's going, you know what I'm saying, to spend your money on a bottle of alcohol or something.
Or
you know,
some
it's
fentanyl.
like, you know, so
I'm with you, and I believe that eventually, when you gotta give people opportunity, but in the same sense, if you just like a pet, if you feed it 3 times a day, they're gonna keep coming back. Yeah. Not saying that humans are animals. I'm just saying that theory, that mindset.
It's a correct theory.
They're gonna get dependent on you. Yeah. At that point, you enable them. If you connect them with resources to get better, then that's a different story.
But look, that's what I do too. Because, you know, most of the people that come home from prison, they come to me for jobs.
Yeah.
My whole kitchen full of dudes from prison, man.
Amen.
You know, so I got 2 guys that's in there right now.
Do y'all do chow?
No, we don't do that. I try to, you know, I basically try to get them out of being in a prison mentality. Yeah.
I'm with you.
So, you know, we doing pretty good.
That's good.
I got a guy in there right now just did 40 years, Floyd Turner. He working in there. He my dishwasher.
Didn't he come home on the Montgomery thing?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
I share a lot of the parole project posts, and I saw that he had come home. Yeah. I met him. He doesn't remember probably when I remember how we used to go back and forth to Angola with the sign language.
Yeah,
well, I met him while I was over there. He wasn't involved in the sign language, but I think he's friends with like Ron Hicks and them. And
all of them know him.
Yeah, so I met him like that whenever I
think he do a little sign language too, though.
Floyd might have. I know he hung around with like Hooks and Ron and all them guys, and he may have been involved with it.
He old now. He an old dude now. Yeah, Ronald Ellsworth, because you know DOC did a documentary on me.
Yeah. Oh, did they?
Yeah. They did a documentary, like a success story on me. It's on YouTube.
Check it out.
Shout out the link. What's the link? You know the link?
My name, Shermond Esteen.
Hold up. We're going to plug it up.
Yeah, when you pull that up.
No, actually, we're going to put it in the...
we'll just have it. A link in the description. Check it out.
Check it out.
Yeah.
But, all right, so what year did you go home? Or before I get there, what was your biggest challenge in prison?
My biggest challenge was getting out because I didn't know if I was going to make parole. You know, I went to the parole board with they was laughing at me, though, because I had a business plan when I went to the parole board.
Y'all don't know this man. Like, I know him. Hey,
so
he was
crazy.
the sharpest dressed dude in there, and he used to have his hair slicked and curled and stuff like that. Dude was on point.
They say, man, let me tell you something, bro. We don't want you to go back to prison. Say, you're doing remarkable. Say, but if the idea don't work with you starting your business, you know, we don't want you to return. So we just would recommend that you just go get you a job and work for somebody for a couple of years and then, you know, shoot for the dream. I said, all right. As soon as I got out, I got out August the 5th, 2019. I made 3 years last month. So I stood home because I went straight to my folks' home. I think I was home for about 2 days. My brother gave me $1,000 to go buy me some clothes. My mama gave me $300, you know, to buy my soap and stuff like that. And Anesta, that's you know, my fiance.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the fiance.
So she had bought me some clothes already. I had a couple of outfits, so I took that money and bought me some food and some to-go plates. And I said, I asked my parents, I said, look.
You selling trays?
I'm selling trays out the house. I said, look, I want to sell food. I said, y'all mind if I open up and sell me a few plates just to see if people like my food? My folks was like, go ahead. Next thing you know, I'm buying tables and chairs.
Yeah. Groceries, tables, chairs.
In the first restaurant I went into at his parents' house, You walk into, I mean, it is a huge kitchen, but it looked like a a kitchen,
Yeah,
like a home kitchen. It was nice, but then off to the side they had tables and chairs, different ones, and you come in, you get set up. They got
like a little satellite restaurant, man.
Well, them people came. I had actually they had a restaurant down the street, and I was taking a lot of their business at the time. I wasn't all the way legit. I just had my LLC and all that. So they called the health department on me.
Oh, they ratted you out. See, that's like a pop-up restaurant. That's like kind of like that's like the perfect time frame that you were doing it, where people were like, I know this guy that cooks out of his mom and daddy's kitchen. They're like, what? They're like, yeah, come
Black
on,
market restaurant.
Yeah, it's like like underground
So-
shrimp and grits.
So when the health department came, I ain't gonna lie, it was crazy because they was looking like this for real. and then the lady said, look, come here. I said, what you got? She said, you know you don't have all this. I said, I know. She said, but we supposed to shut you down right now. I said, okay. She said, well, I'm gonna give you a week. I said, yeah. She said, because I've been in this business for a long time. I ain't never saw a place this clean. You know, so she said she know I'm clean. You know, so, and ever since that, I took my little week, finished doing what I was doing, and then I had to shut it down, you know. So I started driving Lyft. And I drove Lyft for about 6 months, built my money up, found me a little building on North Claiborne Avenue.
I remember that, right by the Elysian Field Bridge? Or is that?
Yeah, it's right by the Elysian Field Bridge, right there. It's on North Claiborne, not far from.
Yeah, that was the red
Melba's.
one. That was the red one?
Yeah, I painted it red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a dude paint it red.
Yeah, didn't you have a picture of Soldier Slim on the wall?
No, that was Saints player Kamara.
Kamara, yeah.
Elvin
okay,
Kamara. That was Elvin Kamara on the wall.
So
I thought it was Soldier Slim. I don't know.
No, so I put the picture where the picture was in there when I came because the guy that was he owned he leasing the club next door, which is called the Hangover. He was leasing this place too, but he couldn't hold on to it. So he's friends with Camaro. Mm-hmm. So I left the mural on the walls thinking Camaro gonna come over there, you know, but he never came.
damn.
So I painted over it. You know what I'm saying? I painted over it and started putting my family pictures up there and stuff, and people that was coming into the restaurant up, representing people that represented me.
Right.
You know?
This is a real story of to get it out the mud.
Yeah.
Started off in his mama's kitchen.
That's awesome too that they were telling you like, look, man, you need to just go get a job, be like everybody else. like they're like, this is what you should do. And then like you just went against it. Not saying that that's bad. I'm saying that that's very good because most people, they listen to other people's advice because other people give up on their dreams and other people don't believe in themselves. So then they don't think that you would do something that they couldn't do.
That's right.
And then you turned around and did it. I mean, she painted over Alvin Kamara, aka Soldier Slim's mural,
Slim.
but you know,
Yeah,
you got to do what you got to
hey,
do.
man, look, I was close. A legend. This goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Parole board said, "Hey, just go get you a little job.
Right.
We don't want you to get ahead of yourself and get too successful.
Yeah.
We might want you to come back."
Yeah.
That's how. Now, whether or not those people on the board wanted you to come back, I don't know. I have my questions about the people that are on that board because I watch them boards and I hate all of it. I hate the whole dog and pony show, but that's for a different story. I have strong opinions on all of that. We don't need to talk about it here. But they said, Sherm, just go get you a little job, $8-9 an hour. Just take it easy out there.
Yeah.
We don't want you blowing up too big.
Right.
My partner right now, I got a whole building in a restaurant.
Yeah, I'm buying a building I'm in now.
Ooh.
So I had an opportunity. A lot of people, I don't know if y'all been to New Orleans, but the building that I'm buying right now is it's an old, because it used to be an older crowd called La Peniche.
Oh, you asking if we frequented the establishment? I thought you asked if we've been in New Orleans.
No, because the building, it was two other places. It was La Peniche. A lot of people know it used to be open 24 hours a day.
It was a club?
No, it was a
Like a little
restaurant.
restaurant.
Yeah, and then it was Horns. The lady I'm buying the place from, is her last name is Horn. Now she told me different stories about her brother. You know, used to work for like Carlos Marcellus and stuff like that back in the day. And she's a real
Who didn't?
Good, yeah, well, she's a real good person,
Yeah.
you know. And so she just one day she came in there and helped me out too because even though I'm buying a building, I had a plumbing problem in the bathroom. And I called Mr. Reuter.
Roto-Rooter.
So the dude came in there, he running a little line in. So he like, where the problem at? I'm like, bro, I don't know, I called you. If I knew where the problem was, I wouldn't have had to call you.
Right.
So I called him, he running the line all through the, go to the back of the building, he running the line.
Overpriced. Go ahead.
Look, charged me like $925.
I already know. I got beef with Roto-Rooter, but that's for another story.
We coming for you, Rhoda.
So, well, they made up. They made it
right?
They made it right. So
They must
the
have heard
next
about
day-
you.
So look, the next day, none of my toilets working. The dude told me I had to go all under the building. And do
Pipes
this
and old
that.
pipes and stuff.
So the next day I called him. I said, none of my toilets flushing. I said, I just spent $925 and I ain't got a toilet in the restaurant. I'm going to have to shut it down. So send somebody out. So this dude come over there. He like, where he went at. So I showed him where he went. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So he said, I'm going to have to bring the eye in there. I'm like, all right.
The camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
So look, I said, he said, we're going to have to go underground. I called her. I said, Capra, I said, come over here. I said, because they talking about going underground. I said, this place
is the
been
lady?
there for 50 years.
Okay.
She said, what? How much they charge you? I said, $925. She flew over there. When she got over there, she said, excuse me, did you check right up under the sink in the bathroom? He like, no, my partner came over here yesterday. She like, okay. Run a snake right in here. Right?
Was there a clean out?
The bathroom's right here. Yeah, the bathroom's right here. The clean out right here. He going to clean out. I'm telling you, it ain't going to work. My guy said it ain't going to work. After he finished running that snake in there, 10 minutes, my toilet's flushing like they sucking shit out your ass you thought you ain't never had. I said, now ain't this some shit?
Like old penitentiary toilet.
So, you know, so I was like, I canceled my check, you know. I canceled that check for that $9.
I guess so.
So the manager called me about 2 weeks later and he told me they dropped it down to like $4 something. I said, man, I'm not paying no $400 something for something he took him 10 minutes to do. You crazy. Didn't even know what to do. So they wound up charging me like $290. And I was like, all right, I'll pay that, you know, because they fixed it. But she had to come show them how to fix it. You know, so, but, you know, me and the dude.
I've had bad experiences with Roto-Rooter too.
But, you know, for me, it's like this. If you come to my restaurant and I say, I have a menu right there, and I say, okay, what would you like to eat? You know, I have a waiter and a waitress come over there and tell you. And you pick the food out, and then I say, okay, let me set you up back here so you can go fix your food. You wouldn't want to do that, huh? You don't want to go to a restaurant where you got to cook your own food. Mm-mm. You want to go somewhere where you know, and that's what why would I call a plumber for me to do the work?
Mm-hmm.
It just don't make sense.
I'm not surprised. But
you know, it is what it is.
So,
you
but
go through stuff.
Long story short, your toilets are flushing.
They flushing like they ain't never flushed
if you're in the city, and you need to stop and use the restroom,
you get
Nono's Cajun Cuisine and Pastries.
One entree for every flush.
One entree for every flush.
Yeah, and they got good toilets there.
They flushing good.
Flushing good. So you came home, started up a restaurant, and now you're there, man. What's the address one more time?
1940 Dauphine Street.
Let me ask you this, and then we gotta wrap this up. But what would you say that your greatest challenge coming home was? And you know, just be frank about it. I want everybody at home to know how hard it is for folks coming out and the challenges that we face. I know that you had a good support system. You have a great family. Yeah. But outside of that, what was your greatest challenge?
Well, my greatest challenge was getting my daughters to really know who I was, because they were so young when I left, and just coming to prison and seeing me, my youngest daughter really didn't, we just starting to get a relationship maybe like 6 months ago since I've been home, and it was tough because I love them, and that happened, and then business, owning your business is tough, because just knowing how to cook and bake is not gonna run a restaurant. You got to pay taxes. You got to pay lights, water,
supplies, food.
So
Payroll
is
54% of usually all of your expenses.
Yeah, so and I had to learn all that the hard way because I had some of my payrolls was like $20,000 every 2 weeks, and I was paying out more than I was bringing in. So
I figured that one out.
I'm like, wait, this don't make sense. So
wait, hang on, how much am I paying? That's not what I brought in this week.
So but right now I have a good support team. I have a good nucleus. I have a chief advisor. I have a general manager, regular managers, and so it's a little bit more structured.
Yeah. Tell everybody about some of the people that have been swinging by seeing Cajun.
Oh yeah, like
Nono.
Troy Carter.
Who's
I
that?
just did a show with Emerald 2 weeks ago.
Bam.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Has Pat hooked you up with, or have you met Chef Jeff?
No.
Who's that?
Never met him.
Jeff's the guy that I'm trying to get on here. You know who I'm talking about?
I think
Jeff Henderson. I think I tried to hook you up with him before.
Yeah.
All right, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, because he was a little too busy.
Well, he's
Come
in
on,
Nevada.
Jeff. We need you, Jeff.
He's in Las Vegas. But Chef Jeff did 10 years in a federal prison.
Yeah.
Come home. He's a super successful chef. He's got TV shows. He's been on all the talk shows, Oprah, all the late night shows. He hangs around with the stars. Anyway, long story short, I've worked with him several times, and I hope that you get to meet him one day. He's going to be impressed by you, and you're going to be extremely impressed by him. I think the two of you
Can
will hit it off.
collab.
Yeah, collab.
Yeah.
And his mama lives in New Orleans.
Okay.
That's where she's from, and he likes to come down, and he loves Cajun food.
Yeah.
So I'm going to send him this video when we put it out, but I'm also going to say next time you're in the city, you need to stop by and you need to see Sherm. That's going to be a good collab. But anyways, who else? I seen you had a couple of...
I had Troy Carter.
That's a state senator? Or,
yeah.
Okay. What about Cedric?
Cedric Richmond.
Tell them who Cedric is. Everybody should know, but they probably don't.
Oh, but Cedric Richmond, he works at the White House. He's in the Senate as well. But
he used to be a congressman.
Yeah, he's directly.
Then Biden hired him in his cabinet to do something. I forget what
he's in the White House.
Yeah, he's official like a referee would have was.
Yeah. So him and his family comes over from time to time. He brings his son over there. I also have a guy, Blair. He's the bail bondsman.
Mm-hmm.
Ike Spears. They come over there.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of different judges come through. As a matter of fact, I have a contract with the criminal district court. Whenever they have a jury, they call me to feed the jury, and they pay for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
You picking up your contracts and stuff?
Yeah, it's steady. It's really getting good now.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't understand a lot of things, and it's just the fact that I'm a saver. Because when I make money, I don't just go run and spend it. I save it, because if I wouldn't have did that, I would have really shut down, because the money it wasn't adding up.
That's the restaurant business.
Mind you, Sherm blew up in the middle of a pandemic.
Well, I opened up in the middle of the
I
COVID.
know. So that's determination and grit.
I opened up in the middle of COVID, So, but it's like everyday life, man. Everyday life, you either gonna make it or you're not.
Mm-hmm. Do something that you love.
Yeah, you got to be determined, because when I'm in the kitchen, man, I don't feel like they got nobody that can outcook me.
Yeah.
Or outbake me.
You're the best.
You know.
With your speaking of with your shrimp and grits, what are we talking about? We starting now? Is that like a little like a barbecue butter or what you got? Is it a cream based shrimp and grits?
I have two types.
Okay.
My signature shrimp and grits has a cheese sauce on.
All right.
So you get 31, 35 shrimp sauteed with onion and bell pepper.
Mm-hmm.
They put over the grits, and my grits, man, I'm telling you, they're gonna melt in.
They're good grits, huh?
Yeah, they're good grits. Then you get 2 eggs with it.
Okay.
And your choice. You could get them poached, fried, scrambled.
We getting them fried.
You know,
We getting
That's
them
what
fried.
I had last time I came in there.
Yeah, you sure
Shrimp,
did.
eggs, and grits.
That's right. And see, I sell a lot of shrimp and grits. I sell a lot of French toast. My French toast is signature.
Y'all don't even think about going to Cafe Du Monde.
No, you go check
Go to
out that
Nono.
Nano's.
My French toast, a lot of people give me compliments. They say they don't even need syrup with it.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna have to go to. We're going to New Orleans for a Saints game one day. We're gonna stop by. We're gonna get some French toast. What time you open?
8 o'clock every day.
8 a.m. I'll be there.
Every day.
And what time you close?
Well, Tuesdays and Wednesdays I close at 5 p.m. Every other day I close at 11 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you got the little bar in case somebody want to get.
Oh yeah, now I have a signature daiquiri too, the Mango Hennessy. I made that up myself.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a Mango Hennessy. That's the only. I stopped selling the rest of the different types of daiquiris, and that's all I sell is my Mango
That's your
Hennessy
signature.
daiquiri. Yeah,
That way you ain't get a whole bunch of money out on alcohol nobody buying.
yeah, and I have a signature cocktail drink.
What is it?
Where it's called signature cocktail.
Okay.
That's the name of it?
That's the name of it. And
Go
then
get
I
the
have
signature
one,
cocktail.
And then I have one that's $25, and it's called Week in New Orleans.
Week in New Orleans?
Week in New Orleans.
Week in New Orleans?
Week in Nolans.
Yeah, it's
That's
spelled,
that Mardi Gras
it's spelled
drink.
N-A-W. No, that's my drink.
I know. I'm saying it's like
5 different.
people that stay a weekend at Mardi Gras. They need to come through and get the Week in New
I
Orleans.
can't look. I put on a menu that I only could sell a customer two. It's a 2 drink. I can't sell you more than 2 drinks.
Because they can't handle it.
If you drink a 3rd drink, you're not leaving the restaurant.
Yeah,
Okay, then now
you
we go.
Do you have room and board for those who decide to maybe take the 3rd drink?
They're not gonna get it.
They ain't gonna get it.
They ain't gonna get it. but
2 and you're done.
2 and no 1 and you're done.
1
Most
and you're
people.
done.
Pencil came over there the other day and got him one.
Oh yeah.
And he said, man, when he got home, him and his girl drank it, and both of them was toe up.
Done. Out of here.
Out.
Jeez.
So, it's a nice drink, though. It's real.
Oh, Ronald's doing good. I like Ronald.
Yeah.
I gotta get him on here. Him and Shane.
Yeah.
All right, Sherm. Well, look, I appreciate you coming on and sharing
man,
your
it was
story,
nice,
man.
man.
You are a story of success. I tell it all the time. Drug dealers
Are the best.
are the best.
Okay.
Former
Okay,
drug
I know
dealers.
where-
Former drug dealers are the best.
I know where we're
Hey,
going.
you
with
caught
it.
me on that. Yeah. No, former drug dealers. Always, all of us have business entrepreneurial skills. We
Business
just did-
acumen.
Yeah, we it's untapped. And so when we get out and we do great things, we start businesses and we do good. And
Look,
Sherm's a prime example.
Before we leave, though, when I was 12 years old, I used to go to school with 2 book sacks. I had 1 book sack with my books, and I had another book sack. It was a big bag. I used to have a pickle jar, all kind of chips, all kinds of.
You was a snack
Yeah,
man?
he was a snack
I was
dealer.
selling snacks to the teachers, man.
Dang. Store man.
Store man.
Stove.
Yeah. It was crazy, So
How much for a pickle? 50 cents? 25.
Back then, it probably was like 50 cents.
Yeah.
Back then, this was when I was 12, so this in the 80s.
So you had it.
Yeah, I had the idea. I just didn't figure it out.
Should have opened a grocery store.
I should have had opened one.
Yeah, instead you opened a pharmacy. All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Love your
problem.
story. And
Everybody go check out
check
Nono's.
out Nono's. Tell them the address again.
1940 Dauphine Street.
Dauphine.
And get
Come
you a
and
week
taste
in
the
Nolans.
love. Come
Week
and
in
taste
Nolans.
the love.
Thank you, babe.